Yeah, running a bar in the middle of a pandemic is a losing battle for many of these owners. And Keegan's Irish Pub behind me here on University in Northeast Minneapolis, like so many before them, just can't make it. After 18 years, Keegan's Irish Pub on University Avenue in Northeast Minneapolis, after tonight, will close their doors for good.
Obviously, with COVID-19 coming, and it's happened. I mean, no one's coming down to Minneapolis. Obviously, with all the unrest that's happened in the Twin Cities, I mean, our business is 50% what it was, having some landlord issues, and just seeing differently eye to eye on things, and had no choice except to close the doors.
It's an emotional decision for owner Marty Newman.
I pretty much cried for about 5 hours. It's bad.
Opening up to customers inside just wasn't enough. And around the corner at Max Industrial Sports Bar, they are forced to temporarily close because of at least one staff member contracting the coronavirus. In a Facebook post, Max owners are telling anyone who's been to Max since June 20th, quarantine and or get tested. The owner's telling us they'll stay closed for 2 weeks in order to make sure all staff are healthy, adding that business in the pandemic is bad, and they are surviving right now because of the PPP loans. Newman knows that pain at Keegan's too well. And thinking back on the memories made over the years, wedding parties and other celebrations, makes the loss hard to take.
I talked to the Keegans last night, and they were just crying looking at the book that we put together, and it's sad.
In recent days, the governor and health commissioner have been talking about bars and the coronavirus. Over at Max, they tell me that they are staying closed for 2 weeks so that all their workers have time to quarantine. Now, that's not a law or a rule or an ordinance. They said that's the advice they were given from the health department, and they want to follow that advice. Back to you.
All right, Lou, it's hard. These people put their hearts and souls into their businesses. Thank you.
Absolutely.